Largest cancer research conference in the world continues today in Chicago. Our Angelica Peebles is at the ASCO annual meeting and has a special guest this morning. Hey, Angelica.
Hey, Carl, that's right. We are here live from ASCO, and I'm joined by Joaquin Duato, the CEO of Johnson & Johnson. Thank you so much for being here, Joaquin. I want to start with your lung cancer data. You have some positive results this weekend, but this is a really competitive space. So where do you see your therapy fitting in?
Hi, Angelica, and glad to be here. Every year I come to ASCO in order to have a first-hand impression of what oncologists and patient advocates are thinking about the oncology field. Oncology, it's an important area for Johnson & Johnson. We've been 30 years investing in the oncology space. So you're right. One of our lung cancer therapy, Rybrevant, has presented a study that has been appointed best of ASCO. And in this study, we show that our subcutaneous formulation of Rybrevant diminishes the infusion reactions by fivefold and lowers the administration time to 5 minutes. Overall, Rybrevant has shown in different studies that it's able to improve the progression-free survival versus the standard of care and has shown an overall trend in overall survival, which is positive. So we are thrilled about what that can mean for patients with lung cancer, and we see Rybrevant as a medicine that has the potential to be over $5 billion in peak year sales.
Mm-hmm. And you talked about how you've been investing in oncology for 30 years now, and you're now the third largest oncology company, but you want to become number one. So what will it take to get there?
Our goal is to continue to invest in oncology. Oncology is an important disease. We all have been affected by oncology. More than 10 million people a year lose their lives because oncology and cancer. So during more than 30 years, we have invested in oncology. Our aim is to become the number one oncology company with the potential of triple our sales in oncology by the end of the decade, reaching $50 billion. And we are working in all areas, different tumor types, different modalities. As a matter of fact, we are presenting more than 60 studies at this cancer. One of them you mentioned, our lung cancer therapy, Rybrevant. We're presenting data also in our multiple myeloma portfolio, specifically in our cell therapy Carvykti, showing unprecedented results in multiple myeloma in patients with 1 to 2 prior lines of therapy. We're trying to move this therapy to earlier lines. We're also presenting data in bladder cancer. We have a very unique drug-device combination that delivers a controlled release of a medicine in localized bladder cancer that has shown terrific results, over 80% complete response rates, has breakthrough designation by the US FDA, and we are going to save a lot of bladders with this therapy. So we have a very full portfolio in different tumor types with different modalities that is going to help us helping more patients and becoming the number one oncology company.
But I do want to talk about talc for a minute, because from what I hear, it sounds like no matter what scientific progress you make, that will weigh on your stock price. So what can you tell us about that latest settlement proposal, where you are with the litigants, and when should investors expect an update on that?
We are moving forward to achieve a complete resolution of these matters. We have presented a reorganization plan that will take care of 99.7% of the remaining claims. And now it's all about letting the claimants vote, letting the people vote. We feel very confident of where we are in the process, and we want to get a final resolution so we can continue doing what we do best, which is developing medical technologies and medicines to help patients, as we are doing here in this meeting of the American Society of Clinical Oncology.
And we have a question back at the exchange.
Kramer, and it is great to see you. Terrific that you came out. Just want to follow up a little here on Angelica's issue, which is on talc. I know that you made the proposal for people who have ovarian. The plaintiff's bar, which is very elusive, as we both know, is now talking a lot about mesothelioma. And your proposal does not necessarily cover mesothelioma. Is that, you were winning every talc case. How is mesothelioma, how are those cases going? Huh. Live TV, Carl.
Angelica, can you tell if Joaquin was able to hear Jim's question?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so what about mesothelioma and how will that factor into this proposal? Because it sounds like that might not be a part of it.
We have reached settlements with 95% of the mesothelioma claimants. Again, now it's about our reorganization plan, and it's all about resolving through this reorganization plan 99.7% of the claims, and it's all about letting the claimants vote. As I said before, we feel very confident of where we're in the process. Let them vote.
Okay. And, sorry, I think we have another question back at the exchange.
No, I'm okay.
No, I think it's all you, Angelica.
Yep, no problem. And I do want to talk about the IRA for a second because you had 3 of your drugs that were selected for price negotiation. So what can you tell us about those negotiations with the government and what we should expect between now and this fall?
We have made projections of our growth from 2025 to 2030 of 5 to 7% average growth rate. And we're very happy with our performance so far. Our growth in the first quarter was 8%, and that includes the impact of IRA. We have a history as Johnson & Johnson of stepping up in order to be able to try to collaborate in bringing high-quality healthcare for all Americans. Unfortunately, the IRA is not the way to do that. It's going to mean less investment in R&D. It's going to mean less cures. And it's not going to address the central problem, Angelica, which is patient affordability. Think about this. 60% of the price of the medicines goes to intermediaries. What we should be working is try to see how we pass the 60% to the patients so we can improve patient affordability, we can lower out-of-pocket costs. In those conversations, you will always find Johnson & Johnson as a willing partner.
And last question I have to ask. Everyone's talking about obesity. You said at your investor day that it's too crowded. Is that still your stance? Are you planning any changes there?
Obesity is an important area. If we were to find medicines that would improve upon the existing ones, if we were to find better medicines or medicines that would protect us some of the side effects of the obesity medicines, we'll certainly look into that. We stand now, we are focused in our areas of immunology, oncology, cardiovascular, neuroscience, tackling the most important diseases. But if we find opportunities in obesity with differentiated products, we'll certainly try to do something there.